This is the Real Estate Zone with John McClellan and Kevin Bown. Call them with your questions. 512-836-0590.
There's Sean, who's been really, really patient. Sean, thanks for calling the show. You had a question for us?
Yeah, thanks. I have a quick little story and then a question. My wife came home the other day and saw a man peering in our windows. And she didn't know who it was, but he was sitting there looking in the windows for a while. My son had just come home from school and was riding his bike around the front yard. My wife frankly got my son in the car to get away because she didn't know who this guy was. And she came back.
Has he not heard of the castle doctrine?
Yeah. Right. And she realized, this is an HCAD, Houston County Appraisal District assessor looking in the window. She said, "What are you doing here?" And he said, "I'm measuring your house." And she said, "No, you're not measuring. You're looking in my house." And he said, "No, I'm measuring." I said, "No, you haven't measured yet." Anyway, we just did some renovations last year. And
they did a site check?
Yeah. And so I guess he was doing a site check, but, kind of freaked my wife out.
Did he have the proper documentation? And yeah, Larry, do they actually send people out to do these checks?
So each appraisal district, and each county has an appraisal district that values property in that county. And you said you're in Houston County?
Yes, Houston.
So that's a smaller county. They may not have, Harris County. Okay, you're in Harris County. Williamson Appraisal District, they have big magnetic signs that they put on the sides of their vehicles. They wear badges so that they can identify themselves and have some credentials with people. Not every appraisal district does that. I think it's a good practice and they should do it. But yeah, they shouldn't be. If it was an interior remodel, there's nothing they should be worried about on the inside of that house because
they should not be
they should not be looking in your windows. There's no reason for them to do that. So,
that's the question I had.
Yeah.
So the question I had was, I expect our appraised value to go up beyond the 10% cap, and I'm wondering is just we didn't add anything to the house, we didn't change the square footage, we didn't add a pool. But we've had to do this. It's a 60-year-old house, and it needed a lot of things done. I'm wondering, can you argue that we still are subject to that 10% cap for doing those kinds of renovations?
That you're still, absolutely, you'll still be subject to that.
They can raise the value, but their dollar amount is what capped.
Right? Yeah, your value is your taxable value is what's capped. So your market value can go up 50%, but you're only going to get taxed on a 10% increase. But I would be surprised if they made any adjustments. I would hope that your value would increase just based on the increase in the market in your area right there. They shouldn't be looking inside or doing anything. If you didn't, enclose a garage or add a porch on the back or anything like that, there shouldn't be any material addition to that property characteristic.
Hey, Sean, thanks for calling. We got to go. Interesting question. They should never be. Nobody should ever be peering in your window. This is the state of Texas. That person is not going to have that job or his life very long.